Okay, welcome back to video number 2. Okay, video number 1, please look at that first for 1%, 10%, 25% and 50%. Now, let's look at other percentage values here. Now, today this video now we're going to look at 20% off, 70, 15 and 17.5% using the same technique, using number bonds of tens and ones. So, in order for us to work out 20% of 44, now there's no technique for working out 20% in that sense, or 30% or 40%. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to working out 10% first. So first of all, work out 10%. So 10% of 44, we divide 44 by 10. So if I rewrite 44 over here, it has a decimal point at the end. When we divide by 10, which way do we move? Left or right? Decimal point moves there. So the 10% value is 4.4. And to get to 20%, what do we do? So if 10% is 4.4, then 20% is going to be double of 10%. So 4.4, if we double it, you have one decimal place here, so 1 here in the answer. 4 times by 2 is 8. 4 times by 2 is 8. So 20% is 8.8. We started off with 10% technique and then double the answer. And if you work at 30%, you work at 10% and then triple it. If you're working at 40%, you work at 10% and then times it by 4. 60% work at 10% and times it by 6. Right, so you use that technique here now. We want to work at 70% of 120. So let's start with 120 over here. And we want to work out just put a little light on. Right, we want to work out now 10% first. To work out 70, we start with 10 and times by 7. So we're going to divide 120 by 10. What's the quick way of doing that? We've got a nice lovely juicy 0 at the end. So if we divide by 10, what do we do to that 0? What do we do, Amina? To the 0? Take it off. When you divide a whole number with zeros at the end, you can remove 1 0 and divide by 10. 2 zeros for divided by 100 and 3 for 1000. So that gives me 10% value of 12. And then we times it by 7. 12 times by 7 will give us an answer of timetables 84. Okay. So here we are working at percentages using like number bonds, using a 10% value and then timesing it by 7. Okay, now 15%, a bit more exciting. To work out 15%, we still again work at 10% first. We're going to work at 10% of 60. So we divide it by, what do we divide by? 10. What's 60 divided by 10? 6. So the 10% value is 6. But we want 15%, so we need another 5%. How do you get from 10% to 5%, Amina? What do we do to get from 10 to 5? What do we do? We divide by 2. Thank you. Halve it. Because 5% half 10%. So what we do on the left, we do on the right. So 6 divided by 2 will give you 3. Now, 10% is 6, 5% is 3. So what's 15%? 10% and 5% is 15%. Okay, let's make sure that's still on the bottom of the video. It hasn't been come off. And 6 add the 3 will give us 9. Okay. Got the whole book in there. Alright, we don't need this one here. Right, now let's have a look. So 15%, we started with 10%, we halved it, it is 5%, and then we added those two values together. So it's a few quick steps. So we've done 1 item, 2 items, adding 3 items. So we've done 3 parts, but it's 3 quick parts. So some people say, oh, your method is longer. it might look longer, but it's a quicker method. The steps are quicker. Working at 10% is quick, halving a number is quick, adding numbers is quick. We're not doing any complicated cancelling and times in the traditional method that we normally have. Last question on this video, 17.5% of 800. This is pushing the boat out a bit more. How do we work that out? So first of all, 17% is made up of what? 10%, 5%, and what? How much more? If you want to get 17.5%, you need 10% and 5% and 2.5%. So 800 we divide by 10, because that 10% is a tenth, divided by 10. That gives you 80. So 10% of 800 is 80. So we worked out 10%. Now we need 5%. To get from 10% to 5%, what do we do? Amina? We halve it. So we halve the 80, and half of 80 will give us 40. Now we need the remaining 2.5% to make the 17.5. How do we get from 5% to 2.5%? What do we do now? Okay, we got 40 divided by 2. So 5% was 40. I want half of 5%. So half of 40 will give us 20. So now what we have is our three components to make the number 17.5%. To work out 17.5% in the traditional way, I'd rather not do it, because you'll have 17.5 over 100, 17.5 over 100 times by the value that you're looking for, and that involves quite a bit of tricky calculations. So what we've done here, we've got dividing by 10, action, easy peasy. Halving, easy peasy. Halving again, easy peasy. Adding, easy peasy. So lots of little steps, but lots of easy steps. So let's add them. So 10 add 5 add 2.5 is 17.5. So we've got the correct percentage. 80 add 40 add 20. Well, let's do 80 add 20 first. 80 add 20 is 100. 100 add 40 is 140. Okay, so what we're doing, we're working out percentages by breaking the number down into tens and fives, tens, fives, and 2.5s, into tens and then timesing it, tens and then timesing it by 2. So we're using a different technique for working out percentages. Okay, hopefully by the time you've done a couple of these questions, you'll be flying through percentages. And possibly video number 3, we'll look at the more tricky questions like 23%, how do you work that out? Okay, until then, inshallah, we'll see you to the next video. Please come back to Imran Iqbal, one-to-one tutor, the home of mathematics on YouTube. Inshallah, until next video, we'll see you then. Assalamu alaikum.